Okay, nice short sermon today. I'm conserving my energy for going up the tower 6 times this afternoon. Hospitality. Do not neglect to show hospitality to strangers, says the writer to the Hebrews. For by doing that, some have entertained angels without knowing it. That's a reference to the story of Abraham and Sarah in Genesis chapter 18. But it's true, it is true of our experience today. And then Jesus said in our gospel reading, he said to his host when he went to a meal, when you give a banquet, invite the poor, the crippled, the lame, and the blind. There's the story of a minister who preached on this saying of Jesus, when you give a banquet, invite the poor, the crippled, the lame, and the blind. And over the next week, he and his wife got 3 invites to dinner. That's a joke, by the way. Whether it's because they were considered poor or crippled or lame or blind, I don't know. But hospitality. Some are saying that we are going to see, we've got to laugh, haven't we? Otherwise we'd cry. But some are saying we're going to see a whole new season of hospitality maybe over the coming months as energy bills potentially skyrocket. Rather than struggling on their own, a whole load of people might be moving in with each other, people predict, to save on bills. And some friends apparently are already drawing up elaborate rotas whereby they spend different evenings in different houses in an attempt to save on heating. On a more serious note, a recent survey amongst pub landlords suggests that unless the government does something meaningful to cut energy bills, 7 out of 10 pubs will close this winter. It's bad enough that so many businesses will be going under, but what's truly tragic is the potential loss of community, that potential loss of people getting together. For many people, and if you live anywhere near the Crown or any other pub, you will know that the local is, for many people, their second home. Where are they going to go for friendship? Where are they going to go for companionship? And churches, of course, are going to be challenged too. Again, unless the government comes up with a meaningful plan, we at St. Wilfrid's, like many churches, are going to have some very serious discussions about how much we can keep our building open. Or, and this idea came to me the other day, maybe we can apply for funding to be a warm public space, like many libraries and museums are planning to be this winter. Answers on a postcard, please. Anyway, I'm speculating, because we're all speculating, aren't we? We just don't know, do we? We don't know how good or bad things are going to be until we have our new Prime Minister. So maybe we should just concentrate on today, which is, of course, Boat Race Day. Northenden will play host to crowds of people who will line the Mersey to witness the usual boating prowess and chaos and otherwise. And as part of this, we plan to host up to 50 people who will be climbing our tower. The views are going to be fantastic today, and I'm sure many others will pop their heads in too to say hi and have a look around. And then in mid-September, as part of the National Heritage Open Days, we will be offering further tower trips and accompanying hospitality to even more people. Just a reminder, quick reminder of the rota on the notice board as you came in. It'd be lovely to have as many meeters and greeters possible for these special days. Hospitality. I would say it's one of our strengths at St. Wilfrid's. We may be a small church community, but we do have a fantastic and an awe-inspiring church building. We have a beautiful churchyard in which countless families come to pay respects to their deceased loved ones. And we have 2 very well-used church rooms, which host a whole variety of groups. that benefit the local community in all kinds of ways, from Pilates and Tai Chi to support groups, to youth and children's groups, to jazz and even puppy training. We've got it all. And amongst all those who cross our threshold, yes, there have been and there will continue to be, in Jesus' words, the poor, the crippled, the lame, and the blind. We don't just welcome the well-off and the privileged. We don't just welcome those who are like us. And conversations, by the way, are still going on about possible outreach to all of our asylum seekers staying just up the river in the Britannia Country House Hotel. But that's the point. We don't just welcome those who are like us. We welcome people from a whole variety of backgrounds and circumstances, and that can be a challenge. Remember the homeless woman who camped on our land for months on end. Seems a while ago now, it was pre-pandemic. Just one example. And besides her, I can think of several people who have crossed our threshold. And yes, they've been really, really challenging. And at times they've been really, really difficult. But I can also think of several angels that we've had the pleasure of entertaining too. People who have brought something of the divine with them in word or deed, or even both. Why am I saying all of this? Am I just blowing our own trumpet? Well, no, I'm not. Although sometimes I don't think we blow our trumpet loud enough in this community. I'm saying that both of our readings today remind us that hospitality is core to any Christian community worth its salt. So let's stick at it. Let's get even more better at it. Let's be even more intentional about our welcome. Let's each of us think about our own individual contribution to that hospitality that we are privileged to offer in our church building, in our churchyard, in our church rooms. We have so much opportunity. Many churches would give their back teeth for a building like this. There are many things that we can't or don't offer, and in many ways we have limited capacity. But many churches would give their back teeth for a building like this. Many churches would love to have an active churchyard so that they could actually meet and engage with people after the funeral and not just before. And I know people talk down our church rooms, but still, I can think of many churches, again, who would give their back teeth for those facilities. In terms of our welcome, our hospitality, there is so much that we can do. Even if things might become more restricted over the coming months. So, brothers and sisters, our scriptures encourage us today. Let's build St. Wilfrid's like never before as that spiritual home to all who come, regardless of who they are. Let's do that today, tomorrow, and every day, because after all, there's always plenty more room for a few more angels. Amen.